met methods topic. Okay. So this is another crucial topic. First one is data types, then variables and variable types. And highest used topic in anywhere is Java methods or functions. Without this topic, there is no code at all. So you should focus on this topic highly. And by the completion of this topic and the practice of, we are going to write some methods, right? After all this, you should be able to learn how to create different methods, how to call them in different areas, like a same class, same package, another package, how to call, you will learn. Okay. And so what type of method? We'll see that. Okay. So method is a sub-block of a class that contains logic of that class. Okay. Method is a sub-block of class that contains a logic of that class. Logic must be placed inside a method, not directly at a class level. Okay. You can place the logic inside the method body, not directly at a class level. If we place a logic at a class level, compiler throws an error. Compiler throws an error. So class level, we are allowed to place variables and methods. So class level, what we can place? Only variables and methods you can place, but not logic. So the logical statements such as method calls, but what is meant by logical statements? Calling the method, one method in another method, calculation part, print related statements, object creation. So all that we placed inside the method body. Those are called logical statements. And the syntax of any method is access modifier, the keywords. So it can be a static keyword or without static keyword. Okay. So return type. So return type means, you know, what is a return type? Void or without void, right?
Yes.
And so then method name. So curly bracket, write the logic. Write the logic. Okay. So let's understand what is this part you call. What you call this part. Each part of the so we will understand. First one is a method prototype. So this portion is called method prototype. The head portion of the method is called method prototype. That means public static void main string args. That's called method prototype. So that is called method prototype. Method body and logic. Method body and logic. Method body means you already know. The curly braces region is called method body. And the statements placed inside the method body is called logic. That's the method body and logic means. Any questions here? Understand each part of a method. And third is very, very important. Method parameters and arguments. So what is mean by method parameters? parameters. So the variables declared in method parentheses are called parameters. Just now we have seen the definition there, right? So before coming here, so the variables declared in the starting and ending parenthesis in between. That means inside this parenthesis, what we call them? Parameters. So we can find a method with a 0 to n number of parameters. You can define a method or you can declare a method with a 0 to n number of parameters. 0 means no parameters at all. So n means it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3. That means in the parenthesis, you can declare parameters up to n number of parameters. That's called all about parameters. The values passing to those parameters are called arguments. The values passing to those parameters. So when you declare parameters, you need to pass values for those parameters, right? That is called arguments. When you can pass arguments in method invocation, we must pass arguments according to the parameters, order, and type. So based on the order of the parameters you declared here and type of parameter you declared here, while calling the method, you will pass an arguments. So syntax of parameterized method. So syntax of parameterized method is access modifier, keywords, return type, method name. See the parameters how we are declaring. Data type P1, comma, data type P2, comma, data type P3, and so on. So how many you want, you can declare. That's the parameters. So, and bracket logic, you can declare the logic. So then I may just, this is the generic syntax. Now I'm replacing access modifier, I have taken public, keyword I have taken a static. So return type I have taken void, method name I have given add. And the parameters, see data type I have declared integer A. That means A is the parameter name. The A parameter data type is an integer. Second parameter is B. B parameter data type is a float. So here A and B are the parameters. A and B are the parameters. What is the A data type? Integer. B data type? Float. Float sum equal to, so these parameters you need to use in the logic in the method body. If you declare parameters, you must use them inside the method body. If you are not using them, don't declare here. You're declaring here means you use these parameters inside your method body logic. Okay, you define the method like this, where you can pass this A value and B value. So while calling, so I'm calling this method under main method, right? I want to execute this method. So how you can call a static method under main method? Directly with the method name, right? Method name. See now A value I have given 5, B value I have given 10.5. You should not give A and B again here. You have to, while calling the method, this is the invoking or calling the method. Calling time, you have to pass A value and B value. That's what I did here. Again, you can call the same method. You can give a different values, 15, 22.5. 20.2 F. F means is a floating value. So this is the how you can call the parameterized methods. What is the advantage? Can you understand here? You can test this method with the different sets of data. Same method you can call.
Sorry, I think your voice cut out there.
No. What is the purpose of parameterized method? You can call the method and you can test with the different sets of data. Are you getting my voice now or no?
Yes, it's better now. Sorry.
Okay. So now method name you can call n number of times. Just you are calling the method. First, this method will execute because this is the first in the main method, right? With a 5 and 10, where a value will be 5. So 5 will be replaced here and 10.5. So B contains 10.5, it will be replaced. Wherever you are using this and these values will replace in the logic and that will be calculated. And now when this method is over, these values will be destroyed because these are local. Again, this method will start. Again, it will come here and a value. What is the a value? 15 this time. And what is the B value? 20.2. So 20.2. So that sum will store in the sum variable. So this is the how code will execute. When you are calling, this method will go and invoke this function and execute this code. That's the main method will do the execution of each line of code. Is this clear?
Clear.
You can test with the different values. That's a parameterized method means. So when you can go for a parameterized method is you want to test your logic with the different values. Then you declare a parameterized method. So such cases you can declare parameterized methods. So this topic is a crucial topic. Next, method signature. The combination of method name and parameters is called method signature. So add int a, int b, int a, float b, and main string args. These are called method signatures. Method signature. Method signature. Method return type. See, the keyword that is placed before method name is called method return type. So can you tell me what is the keyword that is placed before this method name?
Void.
Void. So here,
void.
Void. So that is called return type. Not necessarily always void. Okay. It can be different. What are those different? So what this keyword will tell, it tells to the compiler and JVM about type of the value is written from this method after its execution. If nothing is written by the method, then you use a void keyword, which specified method returns nothing. So what are the different return type keywords? So void is one of the return type keyword. All the primitive and non-primitive data types. Those are also return type keywords. Primitive and non-primitive data types also return type keywords. Not only void, okay? But if you write a void, method doesn't return any value to you. Other than void, if you put, and the method will return that type of data. If you declare a method in, so before this Boolean keyword, that means that method is returning for you a Boolean data. If you return a char, if you write, that means that method is returning a character for you. So integer, all these are integers, right? Or float, or a string. So our interface, or a class, array, your method is returning array, or collection types. So your method can return any type of data if you don't write a void. That's the return type keywords used. There are two types of methods, static method, non-static method. So let's understand what is static method. So just give me 1 minute.
No problem.
Okay, I'm back. So what is mean by static method? If a method prototype line contains a static keyword, then that method is called static method. So when you can create a static methods, if it is representing a common property, right? So then you will refer the static methods in Java. So these are class methods, okay? The reason is that static members are associated with the classes and their objects. Similar to static variables, static methods also can be invoked using the class name. Static variables can be invoked in another class using class name. Even static methods also can be invoked using class name. And static methods of a particular class can only access the static variables and can change them. Please remember these points, very important. Particular class static variables, you can access inside the static methods. And you can change if you want that static variable value. Static methods can only call other static methods directly in the same class. Static methods can't refer to non-static variables and non-static methods. You cannot call non-static variables and non-static methods inside the static method. So static methods can't refer to super or this keywords. So this and super keywords you cannot use inside the static methods. So all these 4 points are very important. Okay. So what is this different type of static methods? There are two types of static methods. One is void based methods without void. So non-parameterized static method and parameterized static method. So with void, these two are with void. Non-parameterized means if a method doesn't contain any parameters inside the parenthesis, then that method is called non-parameterized static method with void. So access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis. See no parameters here. Then curly bracket start and ends. So this is the logic. Parameterized static method means if a method contains parameters inside the parenthesis, then that method is called parameterized static method. Syntax is access modifier, static, void, method name, bracket data type P1, comma data type P2, and so on. How many parameters you want, you can declare. So then curly bracket logic. If you don't write a void keyword in method signature, then static method syntax. So access modifier, static, data type, method name, parenthesis, curly bracket, logic, and return value. See that? The method name before what is here? Now you're not writing void here. Now you're writing a data type. What are the data types?
In short, anything Boolean.
Yeah, what are those? Can you give a list?
Oh, just like, okay. We have integers, which are byte, short, int, and long. We have floating points of float and double. We have characters for just char, and then we have Boolean. Or it could be a non-primitive, which could be string, enum, array, another class.
Yeah, you have to be immediately, you have to return this, okay? I think I'm getting late. So this is the primitive and non-primitive data types. Both should be here. So that means if you write any type of data, so the return value is this type of data, this method will return. After all this calculation, you will get that value. That means this method is returning this type of data for you. You can use it in some other place. But with void, you cannot use because it doesn't return. Void means what? It doesn't return any value, even after calculation also. So that's the meaning of void and without void. So another syntax, access modifier, static, data type, method name. So parenthesis, data type P1, comma, data type P2. So curly bracket, logic, return the value. So these are all the 4 types of methods, 2 with void, 2 without void. Okay. So let's go and, so declare the methods, all the methods, and we'll practice. So here the scenarios are different. So first you have to create the methods. Then only you can go to these scenarios. Scenario 1, what is that? Okay, you have in the class all the static variables and static methods. How can you call them in the same class? That's the first scenario. You got the first scenario 1. You have static members. Static members means what? Static variables, static methods. Okay, static members means what?
Static variables or static
methods.
Methods.
These 2 are called static members. How can you call them in the same class? How can you call them in another class? How can you call them in another package class? So again, access modifiers plays a major role in this area. So can you, what are the access modifiers?
We have public, protected, default, and private.
Right? So now you know the permissions already, right? Which access modifier, if you use, where to access that. It's all depends on the access modifier keyword. So let's go and write the methods, okay? So then we'll get a better idea. So we have a project below source folder below you have packages. Method programs package, we need to create the class now. So the class name I'm going to create is static members demo class. That's my class name I'm giving. So right click on the method programs package, new class, static members demo. Say every word first letter, capital letter, capital letter. Then take the main method because I want to execute all the methods I'm going to declare here under main method. How I'm going to call, I'll show you with the formulas. So these are the formulas. You have to by heart these formulas, or every day you read them until you get them in your mind. These scenarios. Every formula, it should be in your mind. Then, so calling them is so easy anywhere. Anywhere, same syntaxes. Same syntaxes. If you know these syntaxes, this is the scenario name, and what is the answer for that is, this is the one. So this is the scenario question, and this question, this is the answer. The question and answer. And same question you will get when you are practicing more when you have methods in your class. So let's go and write them. First, I want to declare all my variables. So I'll write C. Why am I writing again syntax? You also practice while writing this programs. So access modifier, static, data type, variable name equal to value. So what is this? What syntax is this?
Oh, it's a static non-void.
Sir, you're not reading properly, sir. Clearly shows that. I'm asking this fourth line, what is this syntax?
Sorry, I don't remember.
Then where is your reading, sir? Is from the day one program keywords onwards, I'm telling this syntax. Again, yesterday you read and you have written now also, and you forget immediately. That means something wrong in your practice sessions. This is the static variable syntax, right?
Yes.
Why are you forgetting, sir? Then you didn't read properly. Huh? This is the static variable syntax, right? That's what you need to remember. Okay. Fine. And I think there is some gap, I think, in your learning. I don't know, but when I ask, you are telling, and when I exactly I'm asking and impromptu, you are not able to answer. Where is the disconnection? Okay, so let me declare all the static variables. So without basics, and it's not going to work out for you. I'm telling you frankly. Again, go and revise all the topics. One time it won't come, I can understand. Keep reading them, practice, write all the syntaxes, stick on your walls, all these syntaxes. Keep watching them, then you can remember. That's how you can do that. I don't need to tell, you are a student already, right? You know how to read. If something you want to learn new things, right? Yeah. So char, data type, I took a char, and the variable name is, so I'm just declaring capital A. Next, so I want to declare, I'm going to use all access modifiers. Private is done. What is the next one? Default. I'll go for the default. Okay. So default means I don't need to declare anything. Then static, I'll write. So data type, I'm going to declare int. So I equal to 10. Next, protected. Static, float. So everything I am deriving using this formula only. If anybody not understanding, let me know. Access modifier, protected. Then static I have written. Then data type I took a float. So variable name I am going to give now f equal to 3.5f. This is a float. Next. So what is the next access modifier? Public. Static. So data type is, I want to declare long. So L equal to 100L. So these are the different variables I declared. Now tell me, sir, where can I access this C? Where can I access this I? Where can I access this F? Where can I access this L?
Okay, so C can be only accessed within the class. For default, the I can only be accessed within the class and within the package.
Mm-hmm.
And protected is within the class, within the package,
Mm-hmm.
outside the package, but by the subclass only.
Yeah, correct.
Then we have public, which is accessible anywhere and everywhere.
Anywhere, excellent. Okay, so variables, we declared all 4 types of access modifier I used, and I used some of the data types. Char data type I used, int I used, float I used, long I used. Now let's declare a method. First method is, so a static method with void without parameters. So what is the syntax? Access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis, curly bracket, logic. This is the one of the static method type. So I'm going to use private, static, void. I'm going to do division method. Okay. Now I'm going to declare local variables also here. Let me write some print statement here. So what is the local variable syntax? Data type, variable name equal to value. So I'm going to declare byte bt equal to 5, short sh equal to 15. Right? I have declared all of them. Now, so first thing is, so you need to get some reminder, any number reminder you need to get. How can you get the reminder? How can you get it?
Using the percentage symbol.
Percentile symbol, excellent. So now I'm going to get that, okay? So let's see that. I want integer. So reminder equal to, I'll sum ICL, okay? I'll do that. See, I'm using them. These I declared ones, I'm using them here. So I plus L plus C. See, I did that sum. Maybe I can use BT also. So all of them is summed up. Then percentile by SH. So why it got error here? So let's see what is the issue here. So what is the type mismatch? Cannot convert from long to integer. Why? This is the long it is saying. This is the long value it is saying. Why it's a long?
L is long.
Because you use long here. So the entire value will become long. That's a bigger value. But you are assigning that to integer. So long, what is the long memory size?
64-bit.
64. 64 will fit in the integer memory. What is the integer memory? 32, 32. Right? 32, it cannot fit, right? So that's why it is throwing a mismatch error. This is the 64-bit. This is the 32-bit. It cannot fit. That's why you're getting a type mismatch error. How can you solve type mismatch error?